In this tutorial, we will explore how to schedule. How do you add a schedule? What options are available when adding a schedule? First, we will go to the Groups and Schedules section. You will notice there is a standby group at the top, which is a group for screens that have not been deployed yet. Now I have created a new group. Assuming I have a display screen in the school playground, I named the group School and selected the weather forecast as our base playlist. You can see the screens in the standby group. And of course, you can drag screens into this group or move them out of this group and into my newly created group called School. On the right side, you will find the Publish button. Whenever you make changes to the group, or add or remove schedules, click the Publish button to notify all screens to download the latest content. Accessing the schedule settings is where you configure groups and schedules. The top section displays your group name. The top section displays your group name, which you can rename if needed. You can also select your base playlist here. You can also view an overview of the screens in your group here. As mentioned earlier, you also have the Publish button here. Of course, you can also delete your group. A quick note about our base playlist. The base playlist at the top is the playlist that plays all the time. The base playlist at the top is the playlist that plays all the time. This means that if you have no schedules, this is the playlist that all screens will. When you add schedules, they will override the base playlist. Basis. I will briefly introduce the timeline and scheduling, and then show some. First, this little red line is our timeline. The timeline will show what is happening. In my case, of course, since I haven't added any other schedules, no matter how I zoom in or out on the timeline, it will show that the playlist named Campus Announcement is always playing. Next, I'll show how to add a schedule and the options available when doing so. When I add a schedule, you will notice that the list and the result list are added above. The result list shows the final playlist that plays on the display screen. You will see this list adjust automatically based on the days of the week, or times we set for the schedule. First, I named it Morning, and then switch on-off daily repeat. If it's off, the schedule is based on a time range from start to end. If it's on, it will be based on the days of the week. For example, you could say from Monday to Friday, from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. You will notice that the timeline automatically adjusts. You can see here that I haven't selected a playlist yet. You can select multiple playlists, and if you do, the system will play them in the order you added them. But here I only select the playlist named Campus Announcement. When operating, you don't need to save manually. You'll see the system automatically adjusts based on any changes you make. You will also notice that there is no schedule for the weekend. Then for each day of the working week, you have a schedule. This means that from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. on weekdays, a playlist different from the base playlist will be played. Assuming we want to display certain content in the morning and different content in the afternoon. So let's add a schedule. I'll name this schedule afternoon. I will enable repeat daily and select only the workdays. I will enable daily repeat and select only the workdays. Now, if I choose a playlist named Campus Activities and set the time from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m., we can zoom in on the timeline to see, is it working? Yes, it displays the campus announcement playlist from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. on weekdays, shows the campus activities playlist from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays, and at all other times, it shows the weather forecast-based playlist. It looks great. The first example I want to show may be the most common situation when scheduling content. If we zoom in on the timeline, you will see how it is represented on the timeline. I think this basically covers the basics of scheduling. Of course, scheduling can become more complex. You can combine schedules based on time, days, and days of the week. Most importantly, when you add schedules, pay attention to the result line. The result line that is always at the top will tell you what content will play on the screens in my group at specific times and on specific days.